Hey there, this is Wester70 with tips and tricks about Haven and Hearth. Today we're going to look at mine holes and the beginning part of that process, which is basically prospecting. Prospecting is the first part of the overall mining process by using a mine hole as opposed to finding a cave and then mining out of a cave. Mine holes are important because they're available to just about everybody. One thing that you should be aware of is that mine holes don't necessarily mean that you're going to find iron. You could find copper or other types of minerals that are distributed across the landscape. In one of the first places that I worked at or lived at, copper seemed to be abundant everywhere, and you couldn't go anywhere without finding it. Try to find iron in that area, though, that's quite a bit of a different story. In this particular location, we've been able to go into a distant location and find an iron deposit, but it required a great deal of work. And so this particular video is dedicated to just the act of prospecting so that you can get a sense of what you're going to have to do. And I don't want you to be dissuaded from trying to do this. It will work for you. You just have to be dedicated to it. And I think that you'll find this valuable. And then eventually, at some point, then we're going to cover actually building a mine hole. I don't really have the desire to do it now since I have a cave hole and it's easier to do it another way. But we'll do it eventually. And so I'd like you to enjoy this one and sit back and see where we go. So one of the things to do is to do prospecting, and that's one of my character things right now. And I'm going to look for iron. And I'm going to pick up some dandelions while I'm here. I can't resist. You have to do this kind of stuff. I'm a forager. What do you want? When you're doing prospecting, you need to collect enough rust root to be able to conduct the survey that you're going to do with it. And the rust root is made into the abstract, and here the backpack is full of rust root, or not full of it, but has enough of it to be able to do what we need for in this segment. 12 abstract, I've got a jar full of it, and I've got water, because you'll need to continually make more extract as you're working. Now, you have to have, and I'll go into more detail later or earlier, you have to go and get prospecting, which is what I've got here. And so we've turned it on. It's in the adventure menu. And what it's doing now is looking for potential locations for mining. And what you just saw is the pie coming out, and that little purple pie slice is the direction that you want to go into for finding ore. And there is a direction there that gives you the degree and the delta. I have no idea what the delta actually is, but whatever. Each jar full of extract is, I think it's about 3. It gives you about 3 chances per root, and then you can actually take a chance, or it'll give you a direction. And what you need to do is you need to be incredibly patient with this. You need to be able to follow it out and continually refine your directions and look for it. It takes a lot of time to do this. So we're going to put this down here. And we're going to go to chapter 6. We're doing it again. All right, it says no minerals found. So we go a little further. Okay, so you see now that it's giving us a direction to 56 degrees, delta 5 again. So we're going to go do 6 again. You should go as far as double the length of the pie slice that you observe was found. Okay. Now, if you look at the inventory, you'll see that so we have to mix up more of the extract. You go to your craft menu, you go to potions and herbs, and then rust root extract. Craft another batch. When you're doing prospecting, you're going to get this little thing that says prospecting, no minerals found. You're going to see that a lot. Just get used to it. It's going to be something that you're going to live with as long as you're doing this. No minerals found. Okay, so that's worked again. So we go out a little further. Now we've set up a hotkey 6 for it, and you can see the 2 previous pie slices are still there. You're going to the widest part of the pie slice. It is advisable to keep an eye to go to zoom out to make sure nothing's coming up on you. All right, no minerals found, so we'll go out a little bit more. Okay, so we have a new one. So we're going to keep going out. Keep following the direction. You see now that we have 3 of them. One over here, the second one here, and then this one. Okay. So as you can tell, this is a laborious process. You've got to follow the pie slices out. They're not in a straight line, so you have to keep that in mind. And so you have to, and you have to be prepared to spend a lot of time doing this. But the benefits are really good. Okay, so you see we've got another one here. Zooming out to check our environment. There appears to be iron below. That's what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. That's where the gold is. And the gold for our purposes is iron. So that's cool enough. So in this case, what I've done is I cut down a tree branch or a tree, and I've pegged it right on top of our site. Okay. So that's how you find iron. It's a difficult process because you have a lot of ground to cover. There's no guarantees about where it's going to be found or anything else. You need to spend a lot of time looking for the deposits. And then that is really just the beginning of what you're up against, because then you have to build a mine hole over it, and then after the mine hole, then you have to build a palisade around it, and you should actually build the palisade first, and you have to do a claim on it, and there's a lot of work involved, which is probably something you probably should do in conjunction with someone else, with a partner or with a village, because otherwise it's a major pain. Anyway, that's for your consideration right now. The actual mine hole itself, it requires a whole bunch of material, including 300 blocks of wood, rope, board, hardened leather, and regular leather. So you have to keep that in mind. It's a difficult task, but you can do it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks.